What's going on, guys? Alex O Crypto here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Otter Gang. Yes, we do have an update video instead of going live here, but Bitcoin price has dropped. We have taken the short. First and foremost, dad joke. We got you with what do you call cheese that isn't yours? And that is nacho cheese. But we're going to jump into the charts here. We took the short, and hopefully you guys did too. Join us in the morning live sessions where we took this. So jumping over here on Bitcoin, this has been pretty lucrative for us today. I mean, an amazing move down, getting overextended, as you can see on the Bitcoin price here, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, only to divert, coming up, swinging the highs, and getting absolutely crushed. Now, we were able to take this short after trying to long at VWAP, but nonetheless, we realized we were wrong. We switched, we flipped to short on the live stream, and I mean, we're winning. We're winning. So if you are new here, join us in our free Discord. I mean, so many people crushing it together. So the link is in the description below so you guys can come and trade alongside us and not miss these notifications when we go live, which is every morning around 8 a.m., trying to get that market open and catch moves such as this. Now, how do we catch this? Why do we know that Bitcoin is dumping down? So first and foremost, we got to do a top-down analysis for all those people who missed it this morning, right? Who missed it. So we are coming up. We are pretty overextended on the Bitcoin price. We can see that we do have this almost parabolic uptrend that we are in. And, you know, Donald J. Trump, the guy's talking, and everybody's getting a little bit too bullish, in my opinion. So we came up, we perfectly retested the naked point of control up top here, and we have since been rejected down. Now, a consolidation back down to the lows of this range, right around 66,500, would be ideal for a continuation pump if we are to continue this kind of parabolic uptrend that we are in. If we are to cool down, we do have some key areas down below here that we are targeting. Okay, so make sure to add these levels to your chart so that you can trade alongside us. Now, it does get a little bit cluttered, but nonetheless, you can screenshot this, add these levels over here on the right-hand side to your charts, and hopefully you can trade alongside us because they have been absolutely on fire. Even this morning, if I go into the short-term time frame and we look at this beautiful swing failure pattern that we had up at the top, it came up and hit our key level of resistance and then got rejected. We were able to flip here on the VWAP retest here this morning. Bing, as you can see, we pushed through. We got knocked out of our long trade, which was perfect because it was a cheap trade. And then we had retest. We got short here, and we are in the money, honey. So looking good nonetheless. Getting back to that top-down analysis, what do we have to talk about? We have to talk about this weekly candle close, okay? The weekly candle close is looking nice, okay? It's looking nice, beautiful hammer candle. Looking for this continuation upwards, but a little bit of retrace is expected when we get overextended, such as we are, and we get all this bullish news, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. Nonetheless, we can see that this pattern that we have been talking about, where we are having the exact same market cipher pattern as we were here with the breaking out of this wedge, but it's just bigger, which is even better, okay? Sorry if I'm yelling, but I'm excited because this, to me, looks like it could be quite lucrative if we get a push back up as if we're doing this move right here. So I am bullish long term, but definitely want to be cautiously optimistic in the medium to short term frame where everybody's getting a little bit overexcited, a little bit overhyped up with all of this stuff coming at you. Now, another thing that we need to be aware of, that this week we may not have had anything today, but we do have some interesting things coming out on our economic calendar, and that is to be recognized. So we have jobs on Tuesday, so we'll be prepared for that in the morning. If you're joining us in the morning live stream, that will be we will be watching that with a close eye. And then we do have our inflation rate coming in and the Fed interest rate decision. So we are expecting no cuts, yada, yada, yada. But nonetheless, this will breed some anticipation, some volatility, and we will be prepared for that. So it's going to be an interesting week nonetheless, okay? So what are we expecting? A little bit of a pullback into continuation in the general term for this week. We'll see what transpires, obviously, as we continue throughout it and keep you guys updated in the Discord and whatnot. Now, getting rid of these trend lines, let's look at market cipher. What do we see, guys? What do we see? Well, we can see that money has ramped back up, which is bullish. We can also see that we are flattening out on our VWAP, suggesting continuation. So multiple reasons to to be optimistic for this, as VWAP cools off, we could look for that bounce and continuation here on Market Cipher. Now, going over to our daily, one thing that is interesting is that I did show you guys this trend line, and we are inevitably looking for this bearish divergence. Okay, if this pushes down, we get a red dot here, we could be looking to trickle down. Now, one of my key areas that I was looking for when we dipped down here was right around 62,800. Now, we didn't fully ever get to that area, but we'll be keeping our eyes on the prize, okay, making sure that we're prepared for that as the market does its thing here. Now, if we do cool down to this trend line here, that's only looking at 66.5. So also remember that there's multiple areas where we're looking for a reaction of price where we can take advantage of it and get long, okay? We want to favor longs in an uptrend, but we also want to understand to identify a little bit of overextension in the markets and be able to take the short too and make a nice bag as we did today. Okay, so looking at this, we got multiple counts, bearish divergence coming up into key areas of resistance of the previous range, which was the point of control. If we just simply pull our volume profile tool across here, we can see that we perfectly retested this volume zone here. Okay, so if I pulled this across, we can see that we perfectly retested it, making it very easy peasy lemon squeezy to get short, understanding that we are a bit overextended, okay? Now we would expect price to at least trickle down, if we're going into a short-term time frame, at least trickle down to the liquidity, which is right around here, around 66,600, 66,500, okay? Going back to our 12-hour, what do we see? Bearish divergence, but money is ramping, okay? Now, this is very important to note, is that money is flying. So this is a very, very bullish signal, even though we're getting a bit overextended. So any sort of major retest of maybe liquidity down below here, we are definitely looking to favor those long-term trends, okay? So let's be cautiously optimistic going forward, but also try to put the probabilities in our favor. Going into our 4-hour, what do we see? So the cool off, the bearish divergence, the push down, okay? And if we just look at some order blocks in some key areas within here, it's pretty obvious where we're looking for the liquidity and the order blocks to be filled, and that's right around the 65,000 to 63,000 area, okay? We're looking for that to hold and to continue to push us up. Right now, we are swinging the lows of this range within here, so we could just be eyeballing this area within here for a little bit of a bounce before we continue upwards as well. So we are aware of the liquidity in here alongside with the point of control, which is right around 67,300, where we could be looking for a bounce. Okay, so let's be prepared and let's look for those key areas. I will be sharing these key areas in the Discord for you guys so that you guys are prepared as well. Now, our 1 hour, obviously today we came up, we swept the highs, we dropped down. So simple continuation until we find some support. We're looking for price to kind of bottom out as if we were looking for something like this over here, or we're looking for something like this over here. Okay, as we roll over, right, we're looking for some sort of support to be found before continuing onwards and upwards. Okay, so let's be patient, waiting for those longs, those higher highs, higher lows, and look to get long that way rather than chasing the price right now. Now, if you are looking for a short, a break, a retest back up to the highs would be ideal, but it does look quite like a waterfall today. Now, getting into some key other things that I am looking for the rest of the day. Rune coming down to a key bounce level around $4.60. Go and check that one out. Celestia coming to a very key bounce level as well. And now we do go into more depth on these tokens in our live stream. So if you want to join us there, that would be probably the best place to request any sort of TA on tokens. $24 on Injective. This looks like a bounce area for me as well. Okay, if we do lose that, $23.50 key bounce level as well. Okay, Arbitrum, Ethereum. Okay, long-term bullish. Let's see if they can find that bounce as well. Pushing onwards and upwards. 3,300 line in the sand for Ethereum on this uptrend. So after bouncing off the golden pocket, we'll see if it can come back and retest and continue upwards as well. Okay, the Dixie. The dollar index has come up to key levels of resistance. We were looking for this target to be hit between this key level of resistance and this trend line, and then to be rejected back down. So this is bullish for risk on assets. So the Dixie is looking good. Russell, expansion. We're looking for this continuation of this expansion on the Russell. Looks as though it's pretty good. Okay, so a lot of things looking good. Total 3 as well. Total 3 trying to break out, right? Trying to get above this key trend line here around $650 billion market cap, trying to get above that. Okay, so a lot of things pointing up, but we want to be patient. We want to set the trap. We want to look for that swing failure pattern, and then to get on the new ride, you know, that beautiful new shiny toy. We're looking to get on that new higher low and ride this thing to the moon. Okay, so overall, I'm pretty bullish, but nonetheless, we take what is given to us. We did this morning with the short. Congratulations to those who took it with me. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will be doing these update videos around this time every single day for you guys, and the lives in the morning. As you guys know, I am getting married on Sunday. Congratulations to me. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, understanding that my time schedule is kind of all over the place, but it's always an honor and a privilege to show up for you guys. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
On the come up, better sit low. The product base, better drip though. Pocket fat when the chips low. Alexo, crypto, fit the party like a disco. Band bass like my wallet, yo. Stay true to the digital. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto. Alexo, crypto. What you know about juice? Making the moves, data flow casual, breaking the news. Revenue proof, a building portfolio's taking well over exceptional gain. I'm chopping this game, so participation ain't a hard knock. I put in the work so you got